Hey everybody, it's Kaitlyn Bristowe. Welcome to Off the Vine. I am your host, and today we have Brandi Cyrus in the studio, which was so fun to catch up with her. It's been a while since I've seen her, and as everybody knows, we're friends, so we talk about anything and everything from her DJ residency at the Wynn in Vegas, which is so huge. We talk about how it's hard to be a female DJ in a man's world. We talk about her dating life. We talk about how Miley won her first Grammy and how she was there for that, and much more. So please enjoy this interview. I'm so proud of you, first of all, like Vegas residents.
You have to come.
I am 1000% coming, but I'm laughing so hard because I'm like, you in real life are such a grandma.
Such a grandma.
But then you're like doing day clubs and nightclubs in Vegas,
I know.
which is so badass though.
Thank you. I'm like super pumped about it. But it is funny, like I think all the time, like, how did I end up a DJ? It doesn't make any sense.
How did you end up a DJ?
I don't know.
Because you legit know what you're doing. You know, there's some DJs out there that don't know what they're doing. You know what you're doing.
I do.
How did you get into that? I don't even know the answer to this.
I mean,
you don't either.
The short answer is I was in a band first.
Right.
I was like a band girly.
Right. I do
That
remember
ended terribly because the music industry is horrible, for lack of a better term.
Okay.
And then I didn't know what I was doing. So like I started going to all these events in LA and seeing like girl DJs.
Yeah.
And was like, oh, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And it was just like one of the many things. I'm like, oh, I want to do that. Oh, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And this one just stuck.
Well, I love that for you because it worked out. Now you're just getting like, how cool is it to say that you have residency in Vegas?
I mean, that's been like, like it's been like the goal of mine.
That's the goal.
I mean, it's the peak in the U.S. to have the Vegas residency as a DJ.
100%.
So it's something I've really like worked for so long.
You've worked your ass off at that
and
too.
it doesn't feel real yet.
Well, it probably won't until you're like 2 weeks in.
Yes, and then I'm gonna be like, oh,
like,
we're doing it.
I'm tired.
We're doing.
The music industry, I know, not from like, because I grinded in it or anything, but like I know from everybody else that's like an actual musician how hard that grind is.
Yeah.
But how frustrating that you're like, but Miley did it. You're like, why are you hard on me?
I know, but Miley sold her soul for it too.
That's
like,
true. Oh my
Disney Channel,
gosh, I can't even.
It's tough. And it's like, I think for people that aren't in the music industry or really the entertainment industry, period.
Yeah.
It's very like glamorized. I think it just like looks really glamorous to everybody on the outside.
It's
like,
dark.
oh, being on tour, so glamorous. No, you're
I
like
know.
living out of a suitcase. You're showering in locker rooms every night. Like it's not great.
And the bus life is
not
ideal.
great. Flying isn't great. None of it's great. It's a schlep.
And it's hard on your body, your mind, your soul, like everything. It sucks life out of you, and you're constantly doing things for other people, and everyone's just getting a little piece of you and needing something from you. And I know, because I've dreamt of living that life, and then you get like the tiniest taste of it, and I'm like, I don't think I'd be happy.
Yeah.
I really,
it really is brutal.
Yeah.
So it's like you really have to love it, you know? Like you really have to love it.
That's true. And set some serious boundaries and have some serious therapy, and even just going on tour. I'm going on tour.
I know. I mean, yeah, you know.
And I'm going to miss you.
I was just talking to somebody today about it. I was like, oh, they're some of the best times.
Your humble beginnings on Off the Vine, and now you're in
Truly.
Vegas.
Truly.
I'm like, who the heck is going to DJ for me? I have no idea.
Balake. No.
Balake.
Has he also moved on?
He's having a baby.
Oh,
Seriously, I'm like,
forgot.
DJ Blake started on just pressing play on
Truly, DJ
on
press play.
the laptop
God bless him.
for
Now
my tour. Now he's like also a huge DJ.
Yeah.
I have a question, because I feel like you worked your ass off for so long to become a DJ. Blake literally hit press play a couple times and blew up. Do they treat women differently in the DJ world?
Absolutely.
They do?
Absolutely. So there's another female DJ named Charlie Jordan. I don't know if you're familiar with her, but she's also playing at the Wynn this year. And she actually made a post recently.
I just saw it.
Talking about this.
Yes.
And she made a really good point. Like, the Wynn is one of the only major players in Vegas that is championing female DJs right now. Yeah, they've got like four or five girls on their roster, and nowhere else in Vegas really does.
Really?
Yeah. It's hard.
Why is that? Is it just because the same? Yeah, I was going to say, is it the same reason that in the music industry, the country music industry, is it the same like a man's world in the DJ world?
Very much. And not only are most of the DJs men, but everybody you're dealing with, the majority are men. Promoters, stage managers, you know, they're all men. So it's like a man's world, you know.
But how cool that you're going to be part of the change.
I know, I'm so excited.
Yeah,
I really
that
am.
is such a big deal.
It is. And I will say, I say this a lot, but like the Wynn, everybody at the Wynn is so lovely.
Really?
Like, I have played in many a club and dealt with many a shitty person in this industry.
Yeah.
Every single person on the team at the Wynn is phenomenal.
Oh,
they are
God.
lovely. They're great to work with. They're fun to hang out with. They're respectful.
Yeah.
They're just so great. I couldn't be happier to be at the Wynn.
That is amazing because, like you said, you've dealt with so many just awful humans in that world that you're like, I've put in my time. You deserve to be in a place where you feel respected, appreciated, and championed. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Way to go, Wynn.
I know.
You know what?
They really are the best.
I want to stay there when I...
I'm not just saying it. Like, no, they're the best.
That's really amazing.
Yeah.
That makes such a difference.
Astronomical difference. Like, and just also... once you've done this long enough, like you start to realize really quickly how much hospitality, like good hospitality, goes such a long way.
Yeah.
Like to me, it's really not worth going back and playing somewhere if they don't take good care of you.
Yeah, you're at that point now where you can do that. That's, and I mean, for you, I always wonder this because do you think it helps that, because you're not a party girl.
No.
Do you think that helps you in your career? Because otherwise you might be even more drained because you'd be like getting after it. Or do you wish you were more of a party girl?
I truly, like, I do.
I can help you with that
I usually have the thought of like, it's really a shame I wasn't doing this at 23 when I wanted to party. And it's funny, like most people show up to shows with a crew of like 20 people, like a posse, and like my friends won't stay up past 9 p.m. So it's like, it's a shame that I wasn't doing this when I was younger, when my friends wanted to come and party. I think the part of it that hurts me is that a lot of people, you might be able to relate to this a bit, but like in this business, like making the relationships in this tiny world of DJing means the world to people. So going out and partying with other DJs and partying with the promoters goes a long way.
Yeah.
And I don't do that because I don't party.
Right.
Like I've had people say to me like, well, you'd maybe be further along and you'd maybe be booking bigger shows if you were seen out at other DJs' shows and hanging out with other DJs. Okay, like I have a couple of DJ friends, but like I don't want to spend my free time in the club. Like that's work for me and I love it and enjoy it. But like for my free time, I don't want to be out with the other DJs.
I'm such a firm believer in aligning yourself with what makes you happy. That wouldn't make you happy. And look, you're still succeeding and getting where you want to do. Maybe it took you longer. Maybe it didn't. Like, who knows?
I think it did, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. Like, if I'm in Vegas and Diplo's playing the night before me, I will go see Diplo. Like, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
But it's just like you know me so well that, like, if it's not authentic, I don't want to do it.
But that's what I mean. I'm just such a believer in that working, though. And like, even if it takes a little bit longer, I still think you're going to get to the place you want to be truly and authentically where you want to be if you're doing, it your way. I'm so sick of the greasy sharks and I'm so sick of the people that just like, you got to network and get here and put yourself in front of this person. I'm so over that. It feels so icky to me.
But it sucks because it works.
I know.
This works for a lot of people.
This is what I talk about in therapy and with my spiritual coach every time because I start getting angry about it because I'm like, it's not okay with me. Why does that work for people when I'm just, I do think it will all make sense. Like for you personally, getting a residency in Vegas, you're like, okay,
I did it my way.
I did it my way. And you feel good about it. You didn't, go to the bottom of the barrel and feel really gross about how you got there and you got there. I don't know. I think that's cool. I think that's something to be really proud of.
Thank you. I am proud of it. And
it's
like,
so cool.
I also like, it feels like I've reached a milestone in a cool way getting the residency, but I also know there's just so much more to do. And like, it feels like it's just the beginning in a certain way too, which is cool. That there's still so much more.
Much more. Oh my gosh. That saying, the best is yet to come. I really feel that for you because
I do too.
Yeah, you're about to start a really big thing.
Crazy.
That's so freaking cool. And everybody knows if you need a party friend.
I mean, come to Vegas anytime. And a lot of people are like, oh, Vegas is so... Listen, if you do Vegas with me, I do Vegas right.
That is, I always say that. I'm like, I'm not a big Vegas girly. If I do, I have to do it right. Yes. I don't want to like, well, first of all, I don't do drugs.
Me neither.
I'll like maybe dabble in an edible once in a blue moon.
Sure.
But... Well, I did mushrooms once and I did not enjoy it. I did not enjoy it.
Were you do the microdose?
Yeah, and I didn't do it right. I was like drinking. I think I would maybe enjoy it if I was microdosing, if I wanted to do it and like have a good conversation or get some work done, or not if I'm in a group of people partying.
Yeah, I don't think I would drink and take them.
No, that's not the way to do it. And I've heard so many good things about if you do it the right way. I don't think I was doing it the right way. I think I just shouldn't do it while I'm Wasted.
Probably, yeah. I mean, for me, I hate drink. Like, I love drinking, but hate it. Right? Like, you are just the anomaly that doesn't get hangovers, but the rest of us, have bizarre. 2 drinks and take 2 days to recover. So that's my thing. Is like, I can only have 1 or 2 drinks, and then if I keep going, I feel like shit the next day. Yeah. So I'm looking for something to do instead.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you smoke weed with your mom, right?
I mean, I will, but it's not really my thing.
I was gonna ask because I don't recall you being like a big weed smoker.
I'm really not. And like when we podcast, I don't smoke because if we both smoke, there's no podcast. Like someone's got to keep us on track.
I was going to say, because we'll talk about your podcast soon, but I was going to say, like, if I was smoking weed and podcasting, I would sound so stupid.
Yeah, we can't both be like that.
I already have a hard time articulating like thoughts that go on up here and like getting it out here. If I was stoned, I would make no sense. I would just want to sleep and eat.
Same.
And I'd be like, I don't want to be here. I want to be in my bed with snacks.
Yeah.
I have to ask just because how cool that Miley won her first Grammy. And you were there.
Cool. I was.
That is, I can't believe that was her first one.
I mean, that's what we also can't believe. But yeah, it is crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I'm the president of the club that thinks she should have many Grammys. But, you know, I think it's cool because this last record, like Endless Summer Vacation, she really made that with no expectations. She wasn't trying to please anybody. Like it was just like I'm just doing this for me and like it is what it is kind of thing. And that happened to be the album that was so huge for her. And Flowers, like, not to say we didn't think it was going to be huge. We all loved the song, but nobody could have expected it to do what it did. Yeah. So for that to be what got her the Grammy, I think is pretty cool.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know, doing things that align with you that you're like, I'm not doing this for somebody else anymore. Exactly. I'm not going to that person because they're at the top and they're going to get me that Grammy. I'm going to do this for me. And then boom, she wins a Grammy.
It was cool.
That must have been so cool.
It was very cool. And, you know, there's always the fear that like you show up and don't win any. Of course. You know, I mean, that can happen. Yeah. And my mom, when my mom and I were talking about it, and I was like, surely they're going to give her one. I mean, she's performing. And my mom was like, they didn't do your dad. Like your dad showed up, performed Achy Breaky, was nominated for a few awards and didn't win a thing.
No way.
In the 90s. So like I was like, well shit, hopefully it's not like the Cyrus curse, you know?
Yeah.
And thank God, like we were all sitting out there. Yeah, for the first award, I was like thinking like, please just at least this one because it's before her performance and like at least let her win this one so it's not like you lose and then have to go sing. And when Mariah Carey walked out, I was like, because like no one, it was like a secret that Mariah Carey was there and Miley idolizes her. So like Mariah walked out and we're all just like, oh my God. And I knew, like in my gut, I was like, we've got this. Like it's a sign. Like I just knew, you know?
I mean, what an insane moment really to idolize someone and them hand you, like that makes you want to cry and hand you a Grammy.
Yeah. It was awesome.
And knowing that she did that album for her. And you could just tell, you know, when she's up there and like lately there's just some shift that's happened in her where she is doing things for her and she's just like beaming.
Yeah. And I think for me, like, she's kind of been in this mode for the past couple years. Yeah. But I forget that people haven't seen her really. Yeah, right. Like I see her all the time. But so it's like not new to me. But like she really she hadn't performed in a year and a half. Yeah. She hasn't really been on TV. Like people haven't really seen this version of her.
That's so
true. For people to get to see her like this like makes me happy because I know she's so happy.
And I loved the reaction from people. Everyone was like, she is such a vibe.
I know. She is. Like,
she really is. Like,
iconic.
She really is iconic. Like there's just everything she does. I'm like, she just does it different and embraces like being different. Yeah. And it's just so badass to see. I love it. You have so many talented people in your family. It's just insane what you're like. It's silly.
I know. You know, my mom takes all the credit. She's like, my DNA is,
I mean,
top tier.
Was she a singer?
She never sang, but she was a dancer. She did ballet for years.
She did?
Yeah, she did. Like a lot of competitive cheerleading too, but ballet was like kind of her thing. So definitely like a performer in her own right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you ever have that feeling of like comparison to your siblings, like growing up and even later? Or because I don't know the answer to this.
Yeah, I think because I was the oldest, I didn't have that as much. Yeah. I think the younger you are in the lineup, the more you probably feel the comparison component. But I really haven't. I think the only thing that I feel sometimes is because everybody is so talented and Miley is such a star, like if I'm going to do anything, it can't be mediocre because the standard is so high. Right. But I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's
right.
Cool.
Like, I think it's a good thing.
But I also do think because you are like the older one, I feel like you've had this caretaker in you, but also, which makes you not compare, like you almost like root for your siblings to succeed and be happy. I just always think, because if it was me, I'd be like, but I want to be the star. But you don't want to be the star.
No, I really don't.
Yeah.
I really don't. And I think maybe that's probably held me back in a sense with a lot of stuff. Like maybe I would be a much bigger DJ if I wanted to be a star.
Right.
And I was like, had that level of desperation for it in a sense of like, I just kind of don't.
Yeah.
And maybe that holds me back in a way, but I'm like cool with it. Like I have my priorities straight. Like I love DJing.
Yeah.
I love getting to play. I love that I get to call it a job, but like and I of course like want it to grow and want to keep doing cooler and better and bigger things, but I'm also good. Like
Right.
I'm also like I really love my life.
Yeah.
And I love that it's not all one thing. Like I have my farm and I have my friends and I spend time with my family and yeah, I DJ and like I want to still be able to do all those things.
And you can, because you don't have that level of desperation to be a star. And I think if you did, you wouldn't be happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you get to have so many different aspects of life that fill your cup.
Totally.
Like what? I wish I lived on a farm. You know this.
No,
I really do.
There's still time, KB.
I will one day.
Yeah,
Mark my word. We can play this in 10 years. I will have a horse farm.
I believe you.
Okay, say hello to your real life makeup filter in a bottle. That's CoverGirl's Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence. Now, you guys, this is a skincare makeup hybrid. It's so cool. It contains 71% water, which provides an instant burst of moisture upon application and hydrates skin for up to 24 hours. Plus, it reduces the appearance of wrinkles and increases skin's firmness, leaving your complexion looking plump, refreshed, and more youthful. Basically, that radiant bare skin filter effect in a bottle. And it's available in 8 adaptable shades to complement all skin tones. Okay, this is what I did. I actually got both the light, medium, and medium shades, which is perfect because I got a little sun in Hawaii and I also do spray tans. So you need to use the medium shade for that, but I can mix in the light shade as well as my skin gets a little bit lighter. And I love that it feels like skincare, but it's also makeup. My skin feels just refreshed. And I just love that after skincare feeling. And to feel that when I'm out with the girls, game changer. You can get the Simply Ageless Skin Perfector Essence only from, say it with me now, Easy Breezy Beautiful CoverGirl. I get so excited saying that. Okay, I've been a big Skims guy over here for a while, so I knew I would like their bras, obviously. But what I was not expecting was just how comfortable they are. Even the underwire bras, I have not found an underwire bra that I love ever until now. I just tried the Fits Everybody push-up bra from Skims to give the tiny little gals a little oomph. And I mean, the support, the comfort, the confidence I felt in that bra. Watch out. Watch out, world. You can trust me, Skims bras are worth the hype. Once you try them, you'll never go back to your old bras. Toodaloo, uncomfy underwire. Skims is truly creating the next generation of underwear and bras for every body type. Shop Skims bras at skims.com, now available in 62 sizes, so 30A to 46H. Plus, get free shipping on orders over $75. And if you haven't yet, be sure to let them know that I sent you. So after you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select Off the Vine in the drop-down menu that follows. Off the Vine is sponsored by BetterHelp. Okay, I feel so lucky to have a mom that I'm so close with. We've both put so much work into it, constantly learning new things about each other, which brings us closer and closer as the years go by. She's truly one of my best friends, and learning more about myself has helped all of my relationships, which is why therapy is so important. I just think it can be a place to work through the challenges that you face in all of your relationships, whether it's with your mom, your family, your friends, your work, your significant other, really anyone. And I already know some of you are thinking, but I don't really have a reason to go to therapy. Or you're thinking, I've got a lot of reasons to go to therapy, but therapy isn't only for those who've experienced major trauma. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's completely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. So all you have to do is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. And you can even switch therapists anytime for no additional charge, which is huge for finding the right therapist for you. So become your own soulmate, whether you're looking for one or not. Visit betterhelp.com/vine today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/vine. Okay, so let's get into your podcast with your mom. You guys revamped the whole thing.
Oh, major revamp.
You took some time off. It's called Sorry We're Stoned, which is hilarious.
Hilarious.
New branding. You're on YouTube now.
Yeah.
How do you like that?
I like it a lot better.
You do?
But man, it's a lot bigger of a commitment.
It's a huge commitment.
Which I'm sure you know.
Yes.
Yeah, but it was kind of one of those things where if you're not on YouTube and you're not doing the video component, like, good luck to you, because that's the new standard. You know what I mean?
I tried so long to stay away because I was like, I don't want to have to worry about my looks.
How great is it to roll up looking like shit? But yeah, I drug my feet on that too, because there's something about just sitting in my house in my PJs to podcast that's really appealing.
We don't need to see people glammed up all the time and looking so fire. And like, I like a mixture of both, where the setting is nice, the lighting's good, but like you're comfy.
I know. I agree. Alex Cooper is a great example of somebody that's created something that really filled a hole where I think people don't watch TV as much anymore. Like cable is just like, who watches that, you know?
Right.
And so I think like the younger generation, I think YouTube is their TRL. Like I've seen so many like 20 somethings and younger people like are just watching YouTube in their free time. Whereas like I went home when I was young and turned on the TV and turned on TRL, like they're turning on YouTube and watching podcasts and watching stuff on YouTube. Like it's crazy. It really is like the new cable in a sense.
That's true. Which I kind of like, because a lot of podcasts are educational, or you learn something, or you feel good watching them, where a lot of TV made you feel like shit.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Totally.
What can we expect from the revamped version of Sorry We're Stoned?
My mother, she is a star.
Totally.
She is truly a star. And I think the one thing I love about this podcast is that it's giving the people more Tish. Like she's been so in the behind the scenes and behind the camera of like everybody else's career, right? Like Miley and Noah and my dad and me, like all of us. She's like very much just the person behind the scenes, but she deserves this moment. The people deserve more Tish Cyrus.
I agree.
And this is it for her.
What was holding her back before?
You know what? I remember when I was younger, she used to be terrified to be on camera.
Really?
Like my dad had a TV show that we filmed in Canada called Doc. And my mom had a role on there, like a quickie, like, you know, role. And they wanted her to have a line and she couldn't do it. She like couldn't even speak on camera, so they just showed her like walking by. And I remember her having like this intense stage fright. So it's so cool to see her now, just totally let loose. And I guess the weed helps her do that.
The weed helps,
but she's so unapologetic now, and she's so damn funny. And I love that people are getting to see more of her, because I think she's an icon.
I agree.
In her own right.
I can't imagine staying in a relationship for so long that just feels comfortable. And I know like that's. Her and Billy were like best friends, like at the end of it.
They were together. I mean, they were together since
friend vibes, I should say, not best friends. But
I mean, I don't want to speak for her, but like, I mean, she was in that relationship from the time she was like early 20s to
like I wonder if now she's just feeling so free.
I
and
think
like
so.
Truly loved for who she is,
like without putting words in her mouth, right? Like this is just from my perspective. When I've been in relationships, no matter how much you're your own person, you still start to identify, like as a pair with this 100%. Other person, or like you start to take on their traits and vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's such a freedom in like finally being your own person again.
Totally.
And I think she's finding that freedom, right? Of it's been so long that she's just been Tish.
Yeah.
That
it's like
because
she's been a mom, and she's been a manager, and she's been a wife, and she's been all these things, where now she gets to just kind of
be her.
fly.
Yeah.
And everyone in the family is like, yes, you deserve this.
She does. I mean, yeah, she really does. So.
She is a star.
She's a star. It's crazy.
Yeah. She's
so
just got that. You know, when people walk into a room and you're like, they've got it. She's got it. She's absolutely gotten it.
But I think before she was like afraid to shine, for lack of a better term.
It's scary.
And now she's like, we shining, baby. Like,
I love that.
And I do think Dom, her new husband, has really like helped her embrace that. Cool. You know, like he really encourages her and like affirms her verbally of like all the things that I think are she's so like self-deprecating in the sense of, like, she's so beautiful. But she'll be the first person to be like, I feel hideous, you know, and it's like, are you crazy? But like having him every day be like, no, you're so beautiful. Like you're, you know, like he affirms her every single day. And I think that's so great. And I think that's one of the reasons why she's been able to just let herself shine more. You know?
That wedding so special?
It was so cool.
It felt very intimate.
It was small, very small. It was just at Miley's house.
Oh, it was?
It was so cool, and like it was just beautiful. Yeah, so great.
Dedicating an hour a week to talking to your mom, does that bring you closer? Or are you like, Mom? Because if I podcasted with my mom, I love hanging out with my mom.
Yeah.
She's one of my favorite people to hang out with.
But that would be too much.
Podcasting with her, I don't even know how to describe it. I think I would just be like, don't do that.
You know, It works for us.
That's good.
Somehow. And,
it seems to.
I do talk to her other times. Like, we FaceTime a lot, you know?
Yeah, you guys do.
I mean, she's in LA. I'm in Nashville the majority of the time. We FaceTime almost every single day. So it almost just feels like another FaceTime, you know? Or it did when we were remote. And now that we just do it in person, it just feels like we're hanging.
How are you doing it in person?
So I go to LA every month now because since we're doing these videos, she set up a whole studio in the house. And I go every month and we do like 4 episodes, like bank them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
I know.
That's nice because it gives you that consistency of being able to go to LA and then come back and then have those banked because I know how important that is. And it's nice. Like just a weight off your shoulder when you have like the podcast lined
And now
up.
that I go to Vegas so much anyway, it's like a hop, skip, and like I got to go to Vegas, so I might as well go to LA and do a couple episodes. So it works out.
How often are you going to be having a show in Vegas?
It's like roughly, I have 12 shows for the year, so roughly once a month. But
amazing.
Yo, it's awesome. But like there's some months like April I have 2 shows and then like July I don't have any or something. So it's like a little skewed, but
ideal situation. I was going to be like, how are you going to do both? Oh my gosh, that's perfect.
It's so perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you do with your farm?
Well, I have help.
Okay, good.
Thank God.
Good.
So like during COVID, I did it all myself.
Yeah, I know.
Because I could.
Yeah.
I had nothing else to do, so it was great. But then as soon as work picked up, I hired a girl who's lovely. She's the farm manager.
Oh, that's
basically.
awesome.
And I just oversee it. And then when I am home, I do like some of the feed shifts and obviously see the horses every day. But it's nice to know like she's got it.
Yeah, you're hands on. But I could see you only, you know, having somebody who you trusted that you're
she's the only one. Like if she ever leaves me, I'll be devastated.
I feel like on your podcast, you both kind of like light up when you talk about family memories. I feel like that's so sweet because you probably have so many. I feel like just from knowing you and you telling me stories, you guys have so many cool things that you've done in your life, like all of you. Yeah. So what is a story that is super memorable to you from your family and like something that something that you're like, well, and sure, name 10. I don't know.
I'm like, I don't even like know where to start. I mean, it's funny because some of the memories we bring up are ones that at the time weren't great memories, and now we laugh about it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Isn't that nice? I often think when I'm in a bad moment, I go, one day I will laugh about this. Yeah, and that's a really nice perspective to have.
Yeah, yeah. It's fun. Like for instance, like we went to Italy. My mom and I went to Italy last summer with some friends and Dom's girls, and I think she would laugh about this now. But we took the train to like a small town, you know, like an hour outside of Rome, to like a little wine country vibe. And my mom, God bless her, she's used to some luxury travel, right?
Yeah.
Like she's usually traveling with Miley or my dad, so she's used to like a chauffeur taking her to and from and someone escorting her through the airport. And she, you know, and I'm the opposite. I slum it. Like I'm used to like schlepping and dealing with it myself and taking the crowded train. And like, I think it's worth it to get to experience a great country or a cool town or whatever. So we take this train. It's so crowded. It's the middle of summer. It's so hot. She's absolutely miserable. And we get to this little town and we have a good time. And like a couple hours in, she's like, my stomach hurts.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, no, you're fine. I'm like the queen of like, no, it's all fine.
Yeah, you're
I'm
fine.
like, you're totally good. It's just in your head. And she's like, no, I have to go to the bathroom right now. And I was like, Mom, this is silly. Like, let's go find a bathroom, but this is not an emergency. Like, you're totally fine. I was trying to calm her down.
Oh no.
She just starts spiraling. So she's like, we have to go back to the apartment right now. I'm like, okay. But we're an hour train ride from the apartment.
Gosh.
So let's just take a beat here and let's just think about this logically. Like, is it worth leaving early and getting on the train right this second to be home in an hour and a half? Because that's the reality.
Right.
And she's like, yes, I have to be home right now. And I'm like, okay. So we like walk down the mountain, start to get on the train, and we get on the train and she's like, you promise there's going to be a bathroom on the train, right? It's the anxiety of there's no bathroom.
I get it.
And I'm like, yes, Mom. I've never been on a train without a bathroom.
Oh God, there's no train. There's no bathroom on the train.
It's out of order.
Oh no! Please tell me she had a Xanax or something.
I'm laughing now, but it was not funny. She was
that's
so
terrible.
Upset.
Oh my gosh, she was probably like sweating and like
she was so upset,
so
upset. And I'm like, we're standing there, and they're like, we need to close the doors. Are you guys on or off? Because I'm like, do we need to get off the train, Mom, and go find a bathroom? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, she's like having a panic attack, and I'm like, Mom, like, easy. This is fine. Like, it's not the end of the world. Like, are we getting on or off the train? She decides to stay on. And just, you know, I can go on and on. But all that to say, like, we finally got back. And then, of course, we get home and she's totally fine.
She's like actually,
there was no bathroom accident. She never got sick. It was just like, But she, in that moment, was like, I'm never doing this again. I'm only traveling with Miley Cyrus. I will only fly in private jets. I will only have a chauffeur. And like, I'm not doing this ever again. This is not worth it. I'm never leaving the house. And it's just like, oh my God.
She sounds like me. I'm quite dramatic like that, but
she is so funny. And I just am like, okay, this is
I love
it.
that you're like the calm one in the situation. I would be like, oh shoot, now I have to go to the bathroom. I just feed off people's anxiety.
The certainty that there was a bathroom on that train, I was like, Mom, yes, I've been on many trains. There's always a bathroom. Out of order.
Of course.
That would be my luck.
Are you ready for a better tomorrow? I know I am. So join my good friend Hannah Brown on her brand new lifestyle podcast that will leave you inspired and empowered. Now, if you don't already know Hannah from this podcast, maybe from Bachelorette or maybe even Dancing with the Stars, fellow Mirrorball winner, what up? But now you can go deep with her to ask every week, am I better today than I was yesterday? Hannah takes you on a deep dive into topics that matter most, from confidence to love and making time for yourself. Hannah shares relatable experiences as the ultimate every woman. Embrace yourself for advice that hits home, intimate emotional explorations, and eye-opening reveals. As a progressive, empowered woman of faith, Hannah challenges societal norms, guides her audience, and ignites meaningful conversations. Hannah's no expert. She is actively defining and deciding what it all means and figuring it out along the way. Get ready for a better tomorrow because your journey starts here. So go listen to Better Tomorrow, new episodes every Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts.
Starting a fitness journey can feel like a lot of pressure. Getting yourself ready, go to the gym, feeling like people are staring at you. Once you get there, you'll feel better, but getting there, that's the hard part. Trust me, I get it. And so does Peloton. Peloton supports and guides members from day one of their fitness journey. So no matter what level you're at, Peloton helps you get started to take that first step. So wherever you're starting, there's thousands of classes to get you moving, from beginner to advanced rides. They have live DJ rides and artist-themed rides. I love a T-Swift jam sesh on the bike. I knew you were trouble when you walked in. I can see myself bobbing on the bike. Okay. And the Peloton bike instructors keep you motivated from day one. They'll show you the basics, help take the guesswork out of your workout, and encourage you to build from there. You guys, you can even watch your favorite TV shows and live sports as you ride. Perfect for those days when you don't want to miss a thing. So wherever you're starting, get moving with Peloton Bike or Bike Plus. Rental at onepeloton.com/bike/rentals. Terms apply.
Okay, let's face it, you guys, sometimes multitasking can be really overwhelming. I am easily overwhelmed. Like when your favorite podcast is playing and the person next to you is talking, your car fan is blasting, you're trying to find a perfect parking spot. But then again, sometimes multitasking can be easy, like quoting with Progressive Insurance. So they do all the hard work of comparing rates so you can just find a great rate that works for you, even if it's not with them. All you have to do is give their nifty comparison tool a try, and you might just find that getting the rate and coverage you deserve is easy. All you need to do is visit Progressive's website to get a quote with all the coverages you want, like comprehensive and collision coverage or personal injury protection, and then you see Progressive's direct rate, and their tool will provide options from other companies all lined up, ready to compare, so it's simple to choose the rate and coverages that you like. So press play on comparing auto rates, quote at progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. I'm curious about this, and again, you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to, but have you ever talked about, we haven't as friends, and I've been curious, do you remember being adopted, or is that something you've ever talked about, or want to talk about, or don't want to talk about?
No, I can talk about it. To be clear, my mom is my biological mother.
Yes.
And then my dad is my stepdad, technically.
Yes.
And then when I don't even really remember how old. I want to say 13, 14.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. He legally adopted me.
Yeah.
But he's truly the only dad I've ever known,
right.
Really. So yeah, it's to even hear you say the word, I don't even think of it like that. You
know
I know
because that's all you really know and remember.
Yeah, and the adoption really was just more so I could take his last name and be part of the family.
Right.
Legally be part of the family.
Right, because your mom is your mom.
Yeah, but I was always a Cyrus, and I always went by that, and he was always my dad.
I mean, you clearly look like one.
Well, the Tish DNA, she loves to take credit.
Is real.
It's strong.
But do you have a relationship with your real dad?
I don't. Yeah.
And you don't need to.
Yeah, I really I just don't feel the need.
Some people do feel the need.
I know. And sometimes I feel guilty that I don't.
No, you shouldn't.
But I mean, I'm 36. It's I feel not to say the ship has sailed, but I'm good. And to me, it's a little bit of a respect thing to my stepdad too. It's I don't know, he's treated me as one of his own for so long. Like, who am I to go need a second dad? Like, I just don't feel like I need that. And like my dad, the dad I know, like he's taught me everything that I love. He just put me on a horse. He put a guitar in my hand. He took me on the road. Like, I owe everything to him.
He is your dad.
So so it's like I just like feel like that would just be.
I get that. I just think there's some people out there who are like, I need to know and have a relationship, and then there's some people that are like, I actually am like more happy just having my dad, who is just on paper my dad, but is my dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. And I just don't feel like I need more than that. So whether that's right or wrong to other people,
it's not. It can't be, because it's what is right to you.
I know.
So it can't be wrong to other people. Because I haven't caught up with you in so long. Are we dating? What's going on in the dating life?
Nothing.
Oh, great.
Isn't that crazy? It's funny you ask though. So like I do this thing. I hate dating apps. The only one I've ever used is Raya, which is absolute garbage. Yeah. And I feel like the main reason like that's the only one I do, I guess, is because I mean, not that I'm anybody, but it's hard to be me and date.
I get that.
That makes me want to barf to even say, but because it's not about me, it's about my family. It's not me, but it's hard. It's just hard to be on apps and like do that.
Well, and your lifestyle. It's nice to have somebody that could understand that lifestyle.
Like on paper, that would be great.
Right.
But so I hate Rye. I hate dating apps, and like every now and then I'll turn it on for like a month. Yeah. And then I'm like disgusted by it and delete it right away. But I've been texting this guy from there, but like he doesn't ask me any questions.
Ew.
I know. And I'm like, everyone's like, you're so picky, you're so this, you're so that. But I'm like, okay, so I'm just supposed to keep driving a conversation with somebody just to keep it.
The bar is just like above hell.
And it's like, he's fine. Like, if he was asking me questions, I'd be like, great, we're talking to this guy. But I'm like, how many times am I just going to keep asking questions and like he's not asking any questions?
That's one of my biggest pet peeves in a conversation, if people don't ask. Even if it's a friendship, even if it's like, ask me questions.
I know. It's like, it's not that hard.
Well, and why are you on a dating app if you don't want to ask somebody questions?
Well, I feel like men just like want women to come to them.
Would you call them out? Would you be like, why don't you ask me questions?
I should. That's it. Because like at this point, How
long have you been talking?
Like a few days. But it's like, we wouldn't have been talking a few days if I hadn't been asking questions.
Right.
It's like, so like, at what point do I just like let it fizzle out if he's not going to ask questions? But then like my mom would be like, well, that's on you that you just like let the conversation. And I'm like, Mom, like zip it. Like I truly cannot.
Well, I think you should call him out.
Yeah, maybe I will. Just be like, so...
I think you should be like, hey, this feels very one-sided. Like, do you want to ask me a couple questions, or should we just nip this in the butt?
My thing is, like, why are you even talking to me if you're not interested enough to, like, ask a question?
Right. Yeah, it's weird.
It just drives me crazy.
How old is he?
Older than me, which is shocking.
What the shit?
He's, like, the first person that's my, like, age appropriate that I've talked to. Everyone single's 25. What is that about?
What the heck?
I don't know. Like, the past couple guys that have, like, been interested in me or that I've like hooked up with or like whatever have all been like 25, which is way too young for me to actually have a relationship with. But it's like, there's finally an age appropriate person
and he's not,
and he can't ask questions.
I don't like it.
I'm like, well,
you don't have to obviously say who it is, but like, would we know him?
I don't think you would.
Okay.
But I'll tell you offline.
Yeah.
Maybe you
what
will,
the heck? Yeah, you gotta call him out.
full of people that aren't anybody.
Well, is he from LA?
No.
Oh, well, no, I'm baffled.
I know. I'll tell you more later. But yeah, I just was thinking today, like, how much longer can I do this without him asking me any questions? Like, it's already like a no for me.
Yeah.
My mom would kill me. She'd be like, you're going to be alone if you do this. And I'm like, well then.
No, Mom, I would like somebody to ask me questions.
Yeah, I just, just a question here and there would be great.
I can't even believe I was talking about on a podcast how I felt asexual at one point. And I was like, I genuinely like was worried about myself. And I was like, okay, well, it's, I've got really wacky hormones. I'm not happy in my relationship. I'm on antidepressants, like perfect storm to have no sex drive. But like, what if I am asexual? Because I wasn't like interested in dating someone else. And then I was like, maybe I want to date a woman. I went through like all these different thoughts. And of course, headlines like ran with my sexuality. And I was like, what the, like, not something to like everybody to laugh at.
Right.
I can make fun of my own sexuality, but nobody else can.
You're like, I mean, that's the problem with like the clickbait is they just take something.
But I'm like, it's so hard because the thought of, having conversations after going through a breakup, I'm like, it is so hard out there.
Yeah.
to find somebody that actually would make you feel something and be like, okay, I'm interested. I'm like, he's got my attention. I'm turned on. Like,
I know.
Why is it so hard to find that?
It's so hard.
It's crazy.
It's so hard.
Have you ever thought about dating a woman?
I wish.
I know.
I wish that I could get there, but like, no.
I only ask because I have thought about it many times.
I mean, yeah.
I think I said it in my last podcast when I was talking about that. I'm like, I think I can appreciate, like, I could totally be turned on by a woman, but at the end of the day, I see myself with a guy.
Yeah, I mean, same. I think for me, like, I'm at a point where it's not even about their gender. People in general, I'm just like, it's just easier to be on my own.
And then you'd think an older man would kind of get it.
You would and wouldn't. Like, I'm old enough that it's to the point where I'm like, well, maybe he's not good with the phone. I'm like making excuses already. Red flag.
But I mean, also, maybe you'll meet someone in Vegas.
Is that the place we want to meet people?
Well, if they're like,
I guess I'm there, so maybe.
If they're like an implant from somewhere else, like I see you with like a Montana guy.
I would like somebody that's like outdoorsy and wants to live out west eventually and have horses. Like, I want that.
But maybe they live outside of Vegas
and
in somewhere. Yes, and they're just coming in because their friend is a DJ.
Yeah,
and you two happen to meet that way.
They do put me on quite a few of the like PBR weekends and stuff like that where there's some cowboys around. Ooh. So like maybe.
Yeah, you have. I mean, do you have a type? I don't mean looks wise, like just like what you are looking for in somebody. Like obviously they have to be outdoorsy.
No. I would like somebody outdoorsy because I am, and that's my whole life. I don't know. It's hard to say because, like, I feel like I did have a type for so long until my most recent ex.
Yeah.
And he was so far from that.
Yeah.
That now I'm like, well, do I have a type?
I know.
I don't know.
Well, and do you feel like people have misconceptions about you just because of your like DJ presence, your family? There's so many things.
There's so many things.
What's one thing that you're like, I would like people to know this?
I think probably the biggest misconception I deal with, not just dating, but anything, is like everyone's just like, because your last name is Cyrus, like you've been fed with a silver spoon and you're rich, girl, and you like all the thing. No, I'm still a flying coach. I'm flying Southwest.
Yeah,
I'm carrying my own luggage.
You are a humble queen.
I'm taking the Uber X because it's the cheapest.
Yeah.
Like I'm not.
That's so true.
I'm not a spoiled rich girl.
I know you very well, and I know that you are not like that at all.
I'm not.
And anyone who hangs out with you for like a couple hours would see that.
But I think if you haven't met me
that is the
or like you just see me on
misconception.
Instagram, like maybe you think that. I don't know.
No, that's a good point. I like that.
So that would be my thing.
That is, you are one of the most humble people I know,
thanks,
especially
Katie.
in a family like with that last name. Not saying that they're not humble.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is like really the whole family's kind of like that.
I agree.
And I have a lot of people tell me that about Miley. Like, oh my gosh, she's so chill. She's so normal because like for being who she is, like she really is.
Yeah.
But that's just a testament to my parents.
Because she's an entertainer, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I agree. I feel like your whole family is quite humble and down to earth, but you're also performers. Like you being a DJ, you can turn it on and be the party girl for the DJ, but that's because you're a performer. Yeah. You're an entertainer. Your family's, all of your family they're entertainers.
Yeah.
Do you believe in manifesting? Okay. You've been able to see yourself in Vegas, exactly where you want to be. Beyond that, what do you see for yourself?
Career-wise, I think like, all right, we've got the residency, right? But I'm playing like Wednesdays and Sundays in Vegas. So like for me, it's manifesting, all right, you know, now let's take this up to being like headlining Friday and Saturday nights.
Totally.
I want a billboard. I want more than one billboard in Vegas. You know what I mean? I want to play, you know, overseas. That's for me, that's a really big one. Like to get to play some international festivals and do some
like
international
a collab with Marshmello
club runs. Yeah, stuff like that. Like that's kind of what's next for me, I think, career-wise that I'm trying to manifest.
Yeah.
I'm going to start putting out some remixes this year, which I've really drug my feet on and never done because...
See, but every time you've drug your feet and then you've done it, it works. I know. So
I'm scarred from the band days.
No, but this is good because this is part of the process.
Yeah.
And then you do it and you do it scared.
Right. Yeah. So I'm doing it. So gonna manifest some really cool collaborations with cool artists that I enjoy. And then personal life-wise... I just don't know. Like I go so back and forth because I truly think I could be happy just being on my own.
Yeah.
But I also like there's a part of me that really wants a partner.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't really even want kids. That's just never been like a priority for me.
Yeah.
So like it's not that I see kids necessarily, but I love the idea of like having somebody to travel with and someone to do life with. Like, don't we all? Like, it's a great concept.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, I could also see me being okay without it. So it's hard to
That's how
say
I
like
feel.
I'm manifesting some man every day because I'm not. Because it's like if I could find it, awesome. But if I don't, like, I'm good.
I love that. That is such a, like, I feel like our generation kind of thing where we're all realizing that we're doing what makes us happy and we don't want to just rely on somebody else to make us happy. So if a partner came along that enhanced our life, how perfect, but we don't need it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Which I think makes it harder to date.
Absolutely.
You know, like the times are different. We don't need somebody the way like we did before. I don't know. Like things are just different. You know?
I agree.
And I do like my mom. She's like, you know, this truth bombing me out there. She's like, you would be hard to date. And I'm like, good. She's like, you're just such a strong personality and so independent and da da da. And I'm like, I know, but it is what it is.
But that's
what it is.
And somebody will appreciate that in you.
Yeah, they have to, or it's not.
Yeah,
gonna
exactly.
work.
That's the only option, bye. Well, I just think there's so many people out there that are listening that would love to be in that position to say like, I'm so solid in myself, and I could see myself doing, you know, life of what. How do you get there? How did you get there?
Heartbreak.
Yeah,
for one. I mean, geez, you know, you had front row seat to that for most of it. Heartbreak, and like, you know, I dated as a teenager and in my early 20s and went through heartbreak, but this one was different. It was really different.
That was like that you thought that was your person.
Yeah, I really did. And I think like for the first time, I let myself slip into like seeing my identity a little bit in that, you know what I mean? And kind of banking some future things, like, you know, future plans for myself on that, and having that disappear. It's like, shit, well, like, I've had to do so much work to be at this place. Like, I can't do that again.
Yeah.
I can't do that again. And so that, like, definitely, like, doing the work to, like, work through all of that damage is a lot of it, for sure.
And I think the important thing is working through it, because you also don't want to be so jaded that you're closed off to that happening again, which I still feel like, I'm trying to think, like 10 years later, after, like, the worst heartbreak, I'm still jaded of, like, you know, like slipping a little bit into like letting myself be totally in love and seeing that future. And because you're scared of it being taken away again, but also working on yourself to go, I don't know.
Being open to it's a really fine line.
It really is.
And I'm not sure that I'm walking it very well. Like there are days where I'm more open than others. And I think it's always going to be something where I just have walls up.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
I mean, who doesn't?
I don't know. It's tough.
Being self-aware is important, and working on it is important. And I think those are two things that people can take away. Okay, quick game. It's called DJ Name That Song. Oh. I'm going to sing them. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, I'm going to read a line of a song. You have to tell me what song it is. And bonus if you get the artist. No, I didn't make it too hard on you.
Oh, okay.
Actually, this one's kind of hard. I feel like a zombie gone back to life.
That is hard.
That is. I wouldn't know that one. It's DJ Got Us Fallen in Love, Usher. Okay, that was a tough one.
I would have never gotten that.
Okay, a smell of wine and cheap perfume.
I can hear it, but I can't.
People at home are like screaming it right now.
Are they?
Yes. Smell of wine and cheap perfume. Is it a country song?
No.
Smell of wine and cheap perfume.
Oh.
Wow, really great impression there.
Wait, I'm still.
What?
Girls Just Want to Have Fun?
No.
Wait, what is it?
Don't Stop Believin', Journey.
Don't Stop Believin'.
See, it's hard when you're in the hot seat. Okay.
Those two songs are kind of similar in like melody and the way they sound.
I can almost see it. That dream I'm dreaming.
Oh, The Climb. Come on.
bonus point for the artist.
Miley Cyrus. The fact that there was no Grammy for that song, by the way, is crazy. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
It's same with Party in the USA.
I mean, I know, but The Climb, like,
The Climb is iconic. While he's having a smoke and she's taking a drag.
Oh, The Killers.
Yes.
What's the song called?
Not Mrs.
Mr. Brightside.
Yeah. Too high, can't come down, losing my head, spinning round and round. That's weird because it's easy, but it is hard. Too high,
hear it,
can't come down, losing my head, spinning round and round.
I like know it, but don't.
Oh,
Britney.
Can't
come down. Yeah. Toxic.
Okay, and last game is called Hypotheticals.
Oh.
You know, like if you're high, No.
We might need to steal that for a segment idea.
You absolutely should.
I'll give you credit though.
Okay.
We also need to have you on Cyrus Stone.
I know. I'm thinking about if I should get stoned to come on it because
you definitely should.
it would either go really well.
Cyrus Stone is when people smoke with Tish.
Okay, it will either go really well or horribly wrong. Okay, so hypothetically, what would you do if you're on the tables doing your thing and someone throws their dirty underwear at you?
Ew!
Would you just keep playing and pretend?
I would have to.
The show must go on.
I would for sure, like, if I saw who it was, give them a super dirty look, though.
Yeah, sunny side up panties just in your face. You come across a magic genie and he tells you that you can have a lifetime supply of one thing. What is it?
Money.
Duh.
Obvi.
I would be with you. Some people would be like, love. No, that.
Oh,
money.
No. My first thought was horses, but you know what gets you horses? Money.
Yes.
So that's
Are you still at the same place?
Yeah.
Oh, I need to come there again. Okay, you're dropping the beat at the club. I sound like 80. You're dropping the beat at the club and accidentally drop some ass that might have been untrustable, if you know what I mean. You sharted. You sharted. What do you do?
This would never happen to me.
Well, this is hypothetically.
But I think I would have to keep going. I mean, like, that's the thing about being in the DJ booth. Like, there's no one there to just take over for you. Like, you kind of have to keep going no matter what.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Brave.
Yeah.
That's brave.
It would be awful, but I think I would keep going.
What about if paparazzi is around? Snap some pics of you after a show. You see a nip slip after the photo leaks. What happens? What do you do? Embrace the nip?
You gotta.
Yeah. Just
once something's on the internet, it ain't never coming down.
Do you pay attention to it though?
Yeah, I would ignore it.
Okay.
Completely.
I would not, and I need to learn from
you
your mom.
You wouldn't?
No, I'd be like,
you'd like post it.
Yeah, I'd be like, haha.
Oh my god.
I like to be in on the joke sometimes.
It depends. Like if it's a flattering photo, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, that's.
But
fair.
if I'm like, and my nips out, like definitely.
I've had 2 nip slips on Instagram.
Really?
Oh yeah, and it's so funny because the first one people were like, "Oh my god, Kaitlyn," in the DMs, and I was like, "Oh shit." The second one, nobody said anything, and I was like, "You guys, a nip slip," and they were like, "Yeah, we thought you were just." I thought it was part of the dress.
Oh
like nobody said anything. I was like, "Okay, go."
I remember like when I first got Instagram, like way back in the day, I posted something that I didn't realize there was like a mirror, and I was in my underwear, but like just I thought the photo was just like waist up. And then like somebody was like, "Yo, girl, I can see like your ass like in the mirror behind you, or whatever." And I was wearing a thong, like just straight up underwear. And I was pretty young at this point, and I was mortified. Took it down immediately, but like lost sleep for days over it.
Oh,
I was probably like 22 or 3. Like I was young.
I can't believe I haven't told the story yet. You just reminded me. Okay, this is my confession for the pod. I usually run out of confessions, but I totally forgot that I have one. In my new house, my front door is like right here and my bathroom's right here.
Okay.
For those listening, you can see into the bathroom from the front door. And I went to the bathroom and something was happening where Pino like kind of like attacked Ramen or something. And I stood up to do something about them fighting. And FedEx man was putting down a package. Oh no. Pants completely at my ankles. No, underwear down too. And my doors aren't tinted, like nothing. Like he fully, and it's like a fishbowl in there. And I just looked and he looked and he just dropped the package and walked away. And I was like, he completely saw like everything.
What do you do?
What do? You just say, "Hey, Tom," next time he's at your door. "Hey, Tom, FedEx man that comes to my door every day."
From now on, but yeah.
Like he probably walked away being like, "I just saw that girl's vagina."
Yes.
I'm dead.
I mean, surely he's seen that before. Surely this happens a lot. No?
Like as a FedEx man?
Yeah,
like,
I'm sure. Some shit as
like
a FedEx
being a window washer.
Yeah, you've seen some shit.
Yeah.
I think so.
I was having sex one time and a window washer saw me.
See? Like people have seen some shit.
That's true.
I think so.
I should have a window washer on my podcast and hear some stories.
Honestly,
a window washer, an Uber driver, and a FedEx delivery man.
Yeah. It's too good.
That is too good. Oh my gosh. Okay, so when do you leave for Vegas and when can I come visit?
My first residency show is March 18th.
Okay.
It's at XS Nightclub. It's coming up. I know. I'm so excited. So the Wynn has 2 venues. They have XS Nightclub and Encore Beach Club.
Oh, I've been to both.
Yes. XS is chef's kiss.
So
I mean,
good.
I love both, but I love XS.
Yes.
And I only have a few dates there. So if you can come to one of the XS shows.
Yeah, that's like right in my podcast tour time. But,
April 24th is the other one.
Okay, I can do that one.
Stagecoach week too. So it'll be like a little bit of a country night.
Oh, shit.
And then I have dates throughout the summer at Encore Beach Club.
That'll be so fun. Oh, man. Encore Beach Club.
It's
one
fun
time
too.
I drank so much vodka, and I don't drink vodka. I was 21. And you know how like people can step in the pool and it's like only up to your waist?
Yes.
I was holding a cup. I just stepped in, whoosh, completely under, makeup, false lashes, gone. That water from the pool got in my drink, still drank it, had a full anxiety attack and got sick the rest of the night.
Oh, no.
Cool trip, Kaitlyn.
Do you like country music?
Obsessed.
Okay, so Morgan Wallen is playing in Vegas August 8th and 9th or 9th and 10th, and I'm headlining Encore Beach Club in between his shows.
Oh, sick.
So that would be a really good weekend to come to because you get to see Morgan Wallen and then you get to come after party with me in the day club.
Say less.
Or pre-party.
Say less.
I'm wedged in between.
I'm there.
So that'll be a fun one.
Wait, tell me the date again.
August 9th.
Oh, August. Oh, yeah, I got time. Okay, I'll put it in the cal.
Prep.
Okay, I'll put it in the cal. I'm coming.
Yeah, it'll be a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited. You're freaking crushing it. Like, you've worked so hard for this, and I can't wait to see you shine.
Thank you. I can't wait for you to come.
I'm Kaitlyn Bristowe. I'll see you next Tuesday. See you next